Dairy farmers have overwhelmingly voted to sell their 150-year-old dairy cooperative Westland Milk Products to a Chinese company. After years of low payouts and mounting debt, the board put the country's second largest producer up for sale and recommended farmer shareholders accept a $588 million offer from Yili conglomerate. It's a bit of a tough one to get your mouth around. But despite signing off on the deal, many of the 350 shareholders have been left with a sour taste in their mouths. Maya Burry filed this report from Greymouth.
The reality is, if we don't sell, there won't be a dairy industry on the West Coast. And why? Because the bloody company's bankrupt.
This is the best thing we've got to sell. How come?
That is bankrupt, man. Do you know what it means? Bankrupt means?
That's crazy.
Yeah, see, because you don't know.
West Coast dairy farmer and former director of the cooperative, Jim Wafflebaker, didn't take kindly to two protesters doorstopping today's shareholder meeting. While the company isn't bankrupt, as Jim describes it, it is hundreds of millions of dollars in debt and has struggled to pay farmers a competitive price for their milk for several years. Mr Wafflebaker says he would not have been amongst the 94% of shareholders that backed selling up if the situation wasn't desperate.
I certainly would not have, but because I love the cooperative. I mean, I've been a director on this company for 25 years, you see. So I always fought for this company and was always loyal to the company, but for various reasons it went the wrong way. And now it's just a matter of survival on the West Coast for the dairy industry.
The sale isn't done and dusted yet. It still needs approval from the Overseas Investment Office, but the company's board has indicated it doesn't expect that to be a problem. Westland Milk shareholder Tom Taft says it's a shame farmers weren't presented with any other options to vote on, such as retaining partial ownership.
If we had an option B and C, it might have been different thoughts, but you'd never know.
Where do you think things went wrong?
They knew they were in trouble, so why did they carry on doing what they were doing?
Another dairy farmer, Graham Naylon, voted against the proposal. He says he did so in protest.
Very sad, actually. Yeah, I'll probably have a tear when I get home. I'm a co-operative man, true and true, I suppose. Yeah, and it's just pretty sad to see the demise of, what's really a West Coast institution. Yeah.
The proposed sale is worrying some West Coasters, including the Grey District's mayor, who fears jobs at one of the area's biggest employers could slowly slip away from the region. West Coast local Kathleen Potter, who was protesting outside the meeting this morning, shares this concern.
Well, I think we should be trying to keep ownership in New Zealand of our important infrastructure and our food production facilities. I don't see why we should be selling them to a foreign government. I think they're really struggling financially, but I don't think this is going to help them long term. I think it's a short-term solution, but long term they're going to regret it.
The company's chair, Pete Morrison, says it's not privy to Yili's long-term plans, but they have been told by the Chinese group it will be business as usual until they get their feet under the desk. Mr Morrison says Yili has capital to invest and he thinks they will create more jobs in time. He says while he understands some farmers were disappointed about losing the cooperative structure, the sale will ultimately give them greater financial security. If all goes well, Yili will take over the co-op by the start of next month. In Greymouth for Checkpoint, ko Maya Burry tēnei.